Hi, everybody. Welcome to Library. I'm happy that you're here to read with me, and I have a really sweet story called The Old Man and the Flea by Mary Elizabeth Hanson, illustrated by David Weber Merrill. And this is a sweet story about a man who finds the perfect pet for him, but people don't feel like it's right. So let's read to find out what happens to the old man and the flea. The old man had lived alone for so long nobody would have ever believed that one day he might go shopping for a pet. But that's just what he did. "Here is a lovely shaggy pup," said the shop clerk. "Dogs bark too much," said the old man. "Or would you like a sweet striped kitten?" she asked. "Cats scratch furniture," he said. "Then how about a fine feathered parrot?" The old man shook his head. "Parrots eat peanuts," he said. "I never share my peanuts." "Hmm, that's all we have, sir, unless," said the clerk, "you would like a flea." "But fleas live on furry animals and bite people," said the old man. "Oh, no, sir," promised the lady. "This is a special breed of flea. She sleeps in a matchbox, hates fur, and never bites people." And the clerk opened a silk-lined matchbox to show off the pedigreed flea. "She's beautiful," said the old man. "But is she house-trained?" "Of course, sir," said the lady. "All she needs is a teeny tiny litter tray, and you're all set." "Splendid," said the man. He paid for the flea, the matchbox, and the tray, and carried them all home in a little brown bag. The old man loved the flea. There were joys in having a pet flea the shop clerk didn't mention. They had hours of fun playing leapfrog. At the movie theater, the old man didn't have to buy an extra ticket. On hot days at the beach, they shared a towel. And when they ate in restaurants, the flea ordered very little. She was truly the perfect pet. And life would have been perfect, but for one little problem. The townspeople began to notice that the old man seemed to be talking to himself. "What's happened to the old man?" someone would ask. "He's knotted in his noodle." "His toupee is too tight." "There's a chipmunk in his chimney." It went on like that for days. And they're all whispering about him. And then one morning, on a whale watching trip, the mayor saw the old man standing alone and heard him talking. "Did you remember your sunscreen? No? Then hold still." And he carefully rubbed lotion on the flea's cheeks. Well, that was all the mayor needed to hear. "His cork is cracked and the jar is empty," she thought. She ran to the captain, who called for an ambulance to meet the boat at the dock. The paramedics were waiting for the old man at the end of the gangplank. He smiled, but then stopped that and called to the flea, who was arguing with a pelican. "Now, now," he said, "let him have the popcorn. I'll make more when we get home." "Crackers," said the mayor to the captain. "Pickles and tea biscuits," said one paramedic to another, and they wrapped him in a blanket. "Here, here," said the old man. "What do you think you're doing?" "We're taking you for a nice little rest," they said, placing him in the ambulance. "This is outrageous," said the old man. "You must release me immediately." "There, there," said the mayor. "You just need someone to talk to." And they closed the door. He's outraged. "Oh, dear," said the old man as the engine started. "Whatever will become of my pet? Who will read her bedtime stories? Who will play hopscotch with her? Who will cook her spaghetti with giant meatballs?" He worried all the way to the hospital. At last the ambulance came to a stop, and the old man was eased into a wheelchair. He did not see the flea, who was clinging to the flashing red light on top of the ambulance. He did not hear her bouncing behind as they wheeled him away. He never suspected that she was hiding under the bed while the nurse tucked him in and locked the door for safekeeping. So when the flea finally hopped up for a hug, the old man was astonished. And when she skipped over and disappeared into the keyhole, he was positively intrigued. He climbed out of bed, peeked into the lock, and found the flea with her back feet against the tumbler. With a delicate touch and surprising strength, she pushed and pushed until at last the tumbler turned and the door was unlocked. On silent, sneaky feet, the old man and the flea tiptoed through the halls. They scooted past the nurse's station, they streaked past the doctor's lounge, and soon they were safely outside and headed for home. By the time hospital officials discovered the empty bed, the old man and the flea had already bought another pet. The townspeople felt much better knowing that he had someone to talk to, and the old man found he actually liked sharing his peanuts. Thanks for reading with me.